So the real question is how we use the nav, how we can have a nav mesh in a level that is not generated before start. Okay, and that question is, that answer is basically taken from, if you go in the navigation panel, bake, and click on this beautiful thing, you end up in GitHub where you can download the nav mesh components, and now we have a lot more things in our hands to work with. So let's go on our prefabs right now. Let's say the templates. Let's start with module 1. Open that up, and when you go to add component now, we could go into navigation, and now we have a few things we could add. So let me actually remember how we do this. So instead of using random meshes, let's try physics collider and let's hit bake. Let's see what this did. So that did nothing at all. Okay, let's give it another shot. So we have current objects, volume, children, objects, all. Let's use the renders, the render meshes, hit click bake. Agents, areas. Okay. So I think it's because we do not have the prefabs set to navigation static. Let's start with that, and let's try bake again. That's weird. Let's do everything, render message, physics colliders then. Maybe that is a bit too big. Let's say radius of 0.2. Well, it's either that or it's because we are inside prefab mode. Yeah, it's because we were inside prefab mode. So you can see now that it actually spawns nav mesh, which is what we can use for our enemies. You don't really care to be that precise over here. And this needs a mesh collider. Because, of course, you won't have a lot of enemies in this case, but you'll see that it does spawn a nav mesh agent, a nav mesh onto all of these positions. So, okay, I think I'm missing a few mesh colliders over there, here and there. So let's try baking this into render meshes. Yeah, that's a better result. So let's keep that. Okay, so now this nav mesh actually has, this module now has a nav mesh as well. So apply that and paste it. Now, we can do the same thing, and we will, on each of these objects. We could just say nav mesh surface, same thing, render meshes, just hit bake. Yeah, okay, it's over there, we need to be over here, save. And just like that, actually, let's add this as well. Now my surface, bake, save. When I hit play, we will see that they're not joined together. So if a unit starts from this scene to this scene, you won't be able to just follow him around like this, but that's not really a bad thing either. There is a way to connect two surfaces, but I think I don't really care to do that because each room should be specific to what it needs rather than just having masters running all over the place. Of course, it's something you could make, obviously. Let's see. Go down here. Well, you didn't get anything spawned here for some reason. Oh, because the rooms are empty. Okay, that's why. Okay, so let's say we want to spawn now some enemies. Of course, through each of our module, we're going to spawn. Let's see. Let's go on to our scripts, levels. We're going to spawn enemy. So this can be more behavior, and over here we can actually also have the prefabs. The prefabs we're going to spawn just for now, our enemy prefabs. Okay, so we can actually just do on start. We could say public integer max amount, public integer minimal amount. So let's say random dot range between minimum amount and max amount. Okay, so if you say minimum amount 0 and maximum amount 3, there's a chance it could spawn 3 enemies, or there's a chance it could just spawn 1, or it might not spawn anyone. So I'm just going to set it a 1 or 0, so it will either spawn 1 or not. So for run game object go instantiate, let's get another random value between 0 and enemy prefabs dot length, instantiate enemy prefabs are. So go.transfer.position equals transfer.position, go.transfer.rotation, transfer.rotation. And just like that, on start, wherever we place this, we're going to end up with some enemies. Of course, the enemies will have to be spawned properly. So let's open up, let's do one for let's do it for module 1, just so that we can test that we have everything we need. Let's say spawn enemy. Let's make this like that. Let's bring it right on top, like guardians or something. Okay, let's create 2. Now we need to have to assign the prefabs. Let's go onto our other level. And we're going to get, well, let's take the human enemy. Let's first create a new, let's create a new folder, which we're going to call enemies. Well, actually, this can just be inside the prefabs, not inside this. So let's take the human enemy over here and just keep him there. So let's open up our scenes, not our scenes. Well, we do need our scenes. Then in our dungeon, in our module, open that up, and then on both of these cases, let's just assign the human enemy. Okay, so it might spawn, it might not spawn. It's entirely random. Let's remove the navigation. Let's hit play. And we're actually, yeah, okay. One more thing is that the maximum amount should be +1, otherwise it will always return 0. Okay, between 0 and 1 it will always return 0, so we actually want the 1 value over there. Let's hit play again, and there we go. We randomly created one enemy and the other just there. Of course, we can just place any random enemy you want over there. So another thing that we can do, actually we don't have to play away. I have saved as a prefab everything that my player needs, and hopefully I can find it. And I'm actually calling it player references. Here it is. Okay, let's see where this is. Inside this folder called prefabs. Okay, so in this object, in this prefab, I have saved everything that I need to just drop into a level and play with my controller. That is the canvas, the camera holder, the input manager, the player controller, and under the canvas I also added the event system. So technically, if I take this and drop it in here, I should be able to play. Let's see. Yeah, okay, we do get some nulls because we're missing the target transform from camera holder is missing the target transform, which is of course this. That should have been assigned by default. Then this guy is missing let's see, that's our controller. Let's hook. Yeah, okay, we're kind of missing something here. We're missing the weapons below. Anyway, ignore this then. We're just going to create this dynamically. So, although when I start from this scene, it just played, I guess. No, it didn't. Okay, let's fix it here then. So let's see, particle collider, get component incinerator particle collider. That's what happens from the player controller. Particle collider. Okay, then. So that's under the controller. Get component incinerator particle collider. That's the controller. It's kind of weird why we're getting this error then. So let's put a break over here, attach it, and let's test this. Let's hit play. That's a different scene, by the way. It's not the same that we are creating the levels. Okay, ignore this one, continue. Oh, oops, no, we did want this one. Well, the controller is here. Let's see if I unbreak this and if I put all of them outside, are we going to get the same error or not? Yeah, we do. Okay, so it's not that. Okay, so let's start one by one. Get component is a party collider. So why is this missing? Especially when that is indeed over here. Unless we have more than one controller. We don't. Here it is. That's just one controller. That's weird. Get, oops. Let's remove it and add it back again. Oops, not this. Well, actually, you know what? Screw this. We're just going to make this public. Party collider. Let's go into the definition. Let's just make this public and be done with that nonsense. We're going to still add the party collider component, of course, however. Okay, then player controller, party collider, okay. Let's assign the cloth manager. I think we have a cloth manager someplace. Cloth item hook. Cloth manager is here. Okay, let's hit override now, apply. Let's hit play. Let's take care of the other errors. Okay, there's no other error right now, so that probably means we could probably drop this guy into a level now. Hit play. And there we go. He's actually playing normally. Let's add directional light. Okay. We could go down as normal. As you can see, he cannot follow us because he's outside of his nav mesh. But we do have our own level. Of course, there is some missing collisions. Yeah, that's the idea, which means we could just create now levels. We only have to place the enemy, the player inside, and we could just create the our game, and so on and so on. So hold on. So, well, we do need to create a spawn for our player right now. So we're going to say spawn player. I do have something in mind that it will actually introduce the player into the level in in a stylized way. Of course, we only need one, and that can just be into the module. So, well, first of all, let's go to our resource manager, and we're going to create, we want to have the player references prefab and a non-serialized system for public game object player instance. Okay, so we're going to have actually we're going to save system.non-serialized game object player instance. We're going to do it this way, and we're going to do a get, and if player instance is null, well, first of all, return the player instance, then player instance instantiate player references prefab. Okay, this is not necessary. Yeah. Okay. So after we have created our level, well, actually this just can happen over here. So after you have created your level template module, I guess we need to find, well, the easy way to do this will be game object spawn game object, find object of type spawn player, then resources manager, or we use settings here, resources manager, player instance dot transfer dot position equals spawn, then to transfer dot rotation spawn dot position, come on, spawn dot rotation, yeah, spawn dot transfer dot rotation, spawn dot transform dot position. Okay, find object of type spawn player dot game object. Okay, let's set this thing up. We need to assign on our resources manager first of all the player references, which is over here. Let's just drop the prefab from here, player references. Then we need to assign on our module, we need to assign this spawn player. Now here's the trick I'm going to do. I'm actually going to copy from my hub scene. Actually, let's just drop the hub scene over here, and I want the module one over here. Then I'm going to take the static level yeah, I'm just going to take the plane from that, drop it under the module. Okay, plane, let us do this at 0, 0, 0. So this will be a carpet on top of everything we see over here. Everything we see, maybe we can raise it a little bit higher up. Okay, we can bake as well, just so the enemy can follow us around. Then I'm going to drop the spawn position down here somewhere inside the module. Okay, let's rotate it like here. This has a mesh collider, yeah. Let's move it a little bit. Now that's of course a bit of a creative process, whatever, however it's called. Oh, okay. We have an issue. We don't want to cover the stairs. We only want to cover this. Like that. And like that. Then if he wanders off around, we will fix that later. We're going to make him be transported back to the player spawn. Okay, then let's see up close how we are. player spawn over here. Let's just go straight down. Okay, then do we have the player spawn? No, we don't. Player spawn then, or spawn player, I guess. Okay, save that. And I'm actually going to drop a point light, the point light as well. In here, well, here. Let's open up lighting. I'm going to increase the size of it. Yeah, of course, we should probably do some, dynamic lighting or something. We should do some lighting at some point. Some stuff with the lighting, but that's just for me to get started. Although I think would it be cool if we just do some torches. Yeah, I think that would have been way cooler. So we'll do that on the next video. Okay, then let's override this, hit apply. For now, I'm going to also go on my player controller, and I'm actually going to assign a point light to him. Come on. Just so that we can actually see what's happening when he's moving about. So apply all, delete module 1, and we can remove the scene, and we're now on the level manager. So let's hit play. Okay, we do have one error. That is from player hook. We can move normally, however. I think that's actually fine right now. I think that's close to on point what I have in mind. Let's find this. Let's see what this is. Delta. Yeah, okay. So if animator is null, just go find it. And if we add require component, because this is the animator hook, so it needs to have the animator. It should work. Save that. Okay, only one error to go. Perfect. Yeah, so I kind of have something in mind for this, and that's why I'm going with it. So, but you'll see as we go. Okay, let's see what is this now as an error. Okay, so I don't know why we all of a sudden have all these problems. Attribute holder, init. Start init, start the AI controller, and this is for the controller ourselves. And on the init of this. Profile save, camera transform, menu is open, init inventory, profile save, profile save. That's kind of annoying. Let's do if health holder value is null, return 0. Or let's, yeah, okay, return 0, whatever. Oh, come on. So I think each one of these is actually okay. So let's see, where are we using that? Or I guess we can say from controller 1083. 1083 is over here. Okay, so on late update, I think we just need to jump a few frames before we are coming here. So let's see, updates, let's reverse that here. Okay. So we'll do public bool is init, and if is init equals true, so on the controller in late update, if in any case the stats dot are false, just return while they are being false. Okay, we don't have a lot to go through this. Okay, perfect. So now errors, and we do get a random game and a random level, and we do have a player that actually follows us. So say we're going down, we can now look, because we do have a point light, and we can probably, you know, play a little bit more with what we're doing with him. For example, we could say just drop from here, and of course that can be a slot. I think we need to fix that part of here, because he's actually trying. Is he falling now? What he's doing? Okay, this needs to be fixed. Don't know why that's doing that. Well, I think it needs better collisions as well. Okay, but you get the idea of how we can create new levels and all stuff like that. Perfect. So we're getting somewhere, which is pretty cool. So you know what, let's finish this part over here because it did conclude with the generation and spawning enemies and players, and on the next one we're going to take everything we did and actually refine the randomness a little bit and set it up to how we want to do it. So that's it for this part. As always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and if you like to see more stuff, more videos, help me continue all these things we're making, then consider becoming a Patreon or staying one if you are still are, so we can finish this, make a game, and then of course we want to do some other types of games as well. I'll see you on the next one.